You're watching College Football Village with Andrew Anderson, presented by Bones Coffee. Get your Bones Coffee at www.bonescoffee.com. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to College Sports Villains Season 2, Episode 7. Today, we're going to have a good bit of guests on. We got a lot we want to cover. We're going to do a quick recap of the Super Bowl. We're going to talk some college baseball, which starts tomorrow. We're going to have a few things here I want to go through. But at first, I want to give a shout out to College Football Now, the Facebook page. These guys have always been there to support villains, share our stuff, react, comment. So you guys, go over there and give them a follow. They're really cool people. So at this time, I want to bring to the stage my wife, Emily. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. We got a lot to cover today. Before Kenny even gets on the show, we have a comment about him. Mute Kenny. Cody says mute Kenny. Terry, hello, Terry. Thank you for watching the show. We're glad to have you here. It's going to be a phenomenal show. We should have Mack here, James here. Chris is going to jump on, talk about baseball. I'm excited. But before we get to all that, let's bring on somebody who's got a special announcement tonight, but we will wait until a couple other guests get here before he really goes into that special announcement. I'm loving that camera, Emily. I'm going to have to get me one just like that. Welcome, Kenny, to the show.
How you doing, Andrew?
Good. Terry Walker is a GOAT guest. We love Terry Walker. How's it going, Kenny?
It's good. It's a great day. I mean, I got a huge announcement tonight, and I'm sitting here as back-to-back world champs. So, hey, it's a great night, Cody. I know you don't want to hear it. It's okay. Your Packers still suck.
So Sydney says KC sucks. I'm waiting for a few more of our guests. They'll be coming on here shortly, they said. I love your backdrop there, Emily. Everything looks really good on that camera that you have there in that nice computer.
Yeah,
let's see here.
A birdie told me Miss Emily got a new computer today.
Yes,
not today, but recently.
Yes, I got one for Christmas.
UCLA.
Cody.
So
Cody,
you know what, Terry?
For life.
I was a little shocked that San Francisco fired him anyway. So if the UCLA gets him, that would be a big win for them. Do the refs and the league get rings? Yes, they do, because I'm going to give them 5 minutes to talk about the Super Bowl later. We're not going to talk about it now because nothing ends that well unless it's in Hollywood. Everything had to be perfectly perfect for that to happen, and all it happened. So yes, the refs and the league do get a ring. Kenny's been a Chiefs fan for about 3 weeks. He doesn't even know who the quarterback before Patrick Mahomes was. We've discussed that before.
Y'all couldn't even tell me y'all couldn't even tell me last week the player I named from the Chiefs. So stop.
One, I don't remember any of that. Two, we had 4 weeks where you couldn't name who the quarterback is.
I think if you listen to what I said last week, Andrew.
So Kenny discovered Google. He found a player from the past and he used their name.
No, I'm actually talking to somebody that I want him to bring his ass on the show and quit texting, because he's running his mouth and he's fixing to overload his hummingbird ass tonight.
Kenny is a bandwagon fan, says Sydney.
Sydney, you ain't got no room to talk. Your Cowboys ain't been nothing in 30 years.
Do you know Sydney?
I can't say nothing. We went 50 years without a Super Bowl, so you are doing better than us.
The Falcons have never won a Super Bowl, so fuck you both. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. The Falcons have been to 2 Super Bowls, and they ran into John Elway and Tom Brady. Like, what are the chances that we run into the 2 greatest quarterbacks that ever lived in the 2 opportunities we had in the Super Bowl? It's really not fair. But I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. America's team is
America's
amazing.
team is not amazing.
Wait a minute,
That was in the 90s.
Didn't Michigan debo that term America's team? I'm curious. Go Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks got something brewing down there. They have this guy. His name is Baker Mayfield, and there's this guy who just all the time talks about Baker Mayfield. His name's Tim Bailey. Most of you right now are probably like this.
Where the fuck is Tim Bailey?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out who it is too. But no, all joking aside, Tim Bailey does love Baker Mayfield. No doubt about that. So at this time, we are going to bring on our next guest. He will also be helping Kenny with his huge announcement tonight. So as soon as we bring him on, you guys got the spotlight. It's time to talk about y'all's big announcement. Welcome to the stage, Matt. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Kenny?
So I guess I'll start this.
Go ahead.
Andrew. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's your time. Go ahead. Announcement time.
All right. So everybody's been wondering in this all day, been asking me what this announcement is. This announcement is Matt is going to be my co-host on Tumors Talk. So y'all get ready because we are bringing the heat to the rest of the podcast out there.
Mac, how do you feel about being part of the Dog Media Network?
I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Listen, I'm going to be throwing softballs at Kenny all the entire show, and he's either going to whiff like a motherfucker or he going to knock it out the park. So I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Just don't ask him who the quarterback before Patrick Mahomes was, and you'll be fine. You should be good with that.
Yeah, no.
How about this? Since we're gonna have trivia on my show, that'll be the first trivia we do. Who can name the most quarterbacks?
Like the most quarterbacks overall? Because in this head, I know about 750,000 quarterbacks that have played in college and pro football over the years.
Who knows more quarterbacks for the Chiefs?
So right now, before you get on Google, probably us. You know,
I don't have to get on Google, buddy. So that's my huge announcement. Is my show is fixing to take off, and it's coming quicker than what folks thought. But yeah, it's coming. And Mac is my co-host.
Yep.
So I actually got in touch with Joe Biden today, everybody. It's huge news. I got a direct line to the president for those of y'all who don't know. And him and I were discussing Florida State fans because, they're the softest fans I ever saw in my life. Little babies. And he sent me this clip just for y'all.
FSU fans, stop calling me. I can only rig elections.
So, I mean, that was very nice of him to take the time to send me a message. We love Joe Biden. He's a cool guy. So, I talk to him on the regular. He probably don't remember talking to me, so you don't have to ask him. But that's just where we're at with this. I heard that he fell a couple of times, but he was able to make the video, so we love him. So with that being said, I am going to plug something. I have a little commercial here. 10-second commercial. Don't go anywhere.
The Golden Boot Podcast, Mondays and Fridays at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, only on the Dogs Media Network. Stay golden.
I mean, the Golden Boot, we love them. The video quality is amazing. Cody is a wizard, like an absolute wizard at these things. And that was really, really cool. I'm really excited about y'all's show. If y'all want me to guest appear on there, I will be more than happy to.
You're welcome anytime. And the next man that appears up, since he couldn't bring his tail on here, he wants to trash talk me on Messenger right now. He can make a guest appearance anytime he wants to too, and I will let him know that tonight. But
yeah, for sure. Like you, so the one thing I do know is like they changed his schedule. He works for the military, so it's not really like an option.
Not at all.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like his hours have changed, so it's like you got to bear with him.
Oh,
So
I'll bear
No
with you.
Mercy Sports, actually, we do stream it on Billings because James is a very good friend of the show. No Mercy Sports will be on this Saturday instead of Friday because he is in the military and you don't get an option when they tell you to do shit. So I will be on the show this Saturday. He's already told me that he had to alter it. It's going to be a fun show. Kenny's going to be on the show for those of y'all who don't know. So it is going to be big. We are going to stream it through Billings. I'm going to put it on my Twitter page, which my Twitter page is blowing up lately. It's going to be a fun time because I'm not the host. So if Kenny and James just go on these big rants, I don't care. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the talk. But while we're on my show, I have an agenda. So I kind of want to talk about things, which is why we kind of rein Kenny back in sometimes.
See, so that's the good thing about No Mercy is like he'll literally make maybe 5 to 8 topics, so then you get time between to just rant and go off, and
Yep.
that's what I like about the show, man. That's why I'm on it.
It's a fun show for those of y'all who haven't checked it out. Man, it is uncensored. Like my show's kind of uncensored. I have rules on the show, certain things we can and can't say. There are no rules over there.
Yeah.
I follow my own rules on his show, but he has no rules. So it's a fun show. I do, my wife's on my show, so I try not to, go too blue with things on here. My kids may pick this up sometimes, so I tell you, they know I cuss. I promise you, my kids have heard me say every word there is. They've watched me watch South Carolina football games, so they know I say these words. I get very angry over some things. So with that being said, I was kind of hoping to wait for James, but we'll go ahead in the first topic here.
Hold on, Andrew.
Go ahead.
We can wait a second. I got a question to ask. And this is where I'm going to leave it after I ask the question, just because there's only very few times in my life with you that I can throw a punch at you. And this is one of them. Is there something that we need to talk? Okay. Is there something we need to talk about from last night?
Hey, Kitty, do you have a girlfriend?
I do.
Sydney just wants to know.
I just want to know, Andrew, is there something me and you need to talk about after last night?
He is dating Travis. What are you talking about while I go through these comments?
I mean 40 fucking points. Excuse my language.
So we're not gonna get big into this.
No.
Kenny, I'm gonna mute you if you don't stop. So we're not going to get big into this because I have an agenda, and I told you before the show that I wanted to stay on point today. So with that being said, we have 4 people with 12 flagrant fouls, 4 starters that didn't even get to play for over 10 minutes of the game. I can't imagine that you're super excited about beating our backups for the last 10 minutes. So I did not get to watch the game because I worked 3rd shift last night, and I'm here. And then I'll be back at work at 7 a.m. So my schedule's kind of flip-floppy right now. Kenny, are you drunk?
No, I haven't drank nothing all day.
At all?
At all.
So Chris talking about college baseball. So we're excited about that. But before, because we got to go to a commercial here in about 5 minutes, I really want to get this in. Because if you're looking at this and you're a college football fan, which I am, right? And you can bring back one of these people at a young age, not obviously dead or, decrepit like Lou Holtz, but, like in their prime, in today's game, if you could bring back one of these coaches, Mack, who would you bring back?
Phil Fulmer.
Sydney, we love you too, man. You're here every week. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, I'm going Phil Fulmer. Like
Fulmer?
just from my time, from high school into college years, and going into football and understanding football and knowing the different coaches that were out there. Like the rest of these guys, I'm not taking anything from them, but Joe, I believe that's Joe Paterno down there, right?
It is.
Okay. So, I mean, like, I really don't know too many of these coaches. I did a little bit of research real quick, but I mean, I know this guy. So that's hands down, I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, Phil Fulmer was busted for cheating a lot. But as I've said before, and I say on No Mercy Sports a lot, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But with that being said, let's welcome to the stage the host of No Mercy Sports, James. How we doing?
I'm doing good, especially since I see that bandwagon fan up there.
No, buddy. There's no bandwagon here. You shouldn't even be talking.
Bandwagon my ass, buddy. Bandwagon my ass.
Don't talk, buddy. You're not allowed to talk
Don't
until
talk.
your
Okay.
show Saturday.
Like I said, I'm about to handle you like Alabama handles Auburn when it comes to Iron Bowl. Don't try me.
It's okay. I just remember, I'll see you on No Mercy Saturday, buddy.
Yeah, I don't doubt that you will. I don't doubt that you will.
It's gonna be Mike Tyson.
He's going to be
Mike
there.
Tyson versus Ali. Mike
You already
Tyson
know
versus
I'm gonna
Ali,
be there.
buddy.
I'm the goddamn host.
Mike Tyson versus Ali, buddy.
You have takes like you have two brain cells that are fighting for third place, my guy.
You're the one that went against the Chiefs. It was kind of stupid.
No.
No,
Look,
my ass.
Did I go against the Chiefs? Yeah, absolutely. Was it because of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? No. It was because of their fucking receivers. They couldn't catch COVID if Tom Brady was under center.
And they won though, didn't they?
They could not.
Yeah, they won indeed. Because Kyle Shanahan is a fucking dipshit, had 4 double-digit leads in championship games and lost them all.
Listen,
he has.
I called Scantling. For that touchdown. I said, I said it. I know I said it on this show, and I know I said it on No Mercy. I'm like, bro, Scantling is going to be the difference maker in that game, and he was.
So we are going to pull this back real quick because we actually have a segment set aside for y'all to go at it because I've been looking for it. I actually promoted what we're talking about on about the Super Bowl earlier. So James, before we move on, bring back one of these coaches up on this screen here. In young years in their prime to coach in today's game.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at Urban Meyer. I think his prime years were at Florida when they won the 2008 national championship. If we bring back that Urban Meyer, yeah. But I mean, Joe Paterno has been around. He's been around the block, and just I don't see Urban Meyer outweighing Joe Paterno out anytime soon.
Okay. Kenny, bring back one of these coaches.
Bobby Bowden in his prime, baby.
Bobby Bowden. Bobby Bowden and Philip Fulmer were the 2 of the biggest cheaters out there.
It don't matter. You didn't say nothing about cheating. You the one that said cheating.
Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Fact. So I am bringing back Steve Spurrier because my guy actually went to South Carolina and won 3 11-win seasons. It never got done before then, never got done since, and won a national championship. Put Florida on the map, by the way. Steve Spurrier's genius is lost on people because they're just like, oh, he won at South Carolina. He won at South Carolina. As a Gamecock fan, let that shit set in. Like he won big there. But I actually, before we move on, I got another guest who I really want to answer this question before we move on. Let's welcome Vandy Chris to the stage. I guess it's I'm gonna have to pull the graphic off, Chris, to get you on here. But you saw what the graphic was. Who is yours?
This is very easy. Very easy. There's a coach that won national championships, but not at the school that he should have been at. I'm bringing Bob Stoops back, and I'm going to right the wrong that happened when he wasn't even interviewed in Iowa City. He started his coaching career as an assistant at Iowa. He played at Iowa, and I'm bringing Bob Stoops back. I'm putting him in Iowa City, and we're going to right the wrong that happened when they hired Kirk Ferentz.
Kirk Ferentz has had a pretty good career there, but there's nothing wrong with Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops is amazing. One of the greatest coaches ever. Probably should have won. If he would have won one more national championship at Oklahoma, we'd be talking about him amongst the greatest. I'm gonna guess Emily would bring back Steve Spurrier too, just because of all the years she heard me talk about him. Like, I love me some Steve Spurrier. He quit on our team, so fuck you for that. But thank you for the 11 win seasons. I mean, those 11 win seasons were they are etched in my brain. We had I want y'all to fathom this. We had Stephon Gilmore, Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Ingram, Marcus Lattimore, Connor Shaw, Alshon Jeffrey, all on the same fucking team. Like, that was a team. That was a team.
And you still couldn't win a championship.
If I'm not mistaken, I think South Carolina won the Outback Bowl when Jadeveon Clowney had that infamous hit.
Yes, but we won the Citrus Bowl.
And let's not forget that it took a no-call pass interference for South Carolina to beat Vanderbilt.
Well,
with all of those guys.
Let's delve into this, because if they're in a playoff, we've been there. I'm trying to remember Vanderbilt's last 10-win season.
I was going to say, remind me again what Vanderbilt has done.
I mean, you're not wrong. We haven't won 10 games. But again, you did.
No disrespect. No disrespect.
You talk about all that talent that South Carolina had, and they couldn't win a championship.
Well, had there been playoffs, we'd have been there. Now, that lost to LSU with the fake pass interference, there were instances where we should have won games. However, with that being said, that's ancient history. You can't go back, right? All you could do is look to the future. And hopefully Shane Beamer will be the guy, right? I'm going to bring this up for just 1 second here. Kenny wanted me to put that on there, even though, like, I don't really, if I want to watch WWE, I will. That's just my take on it. It was so perfectly scripted that it can't even imagine how just perfect that went down in overtime. But with that being said, go ahead, y'all. You've got, go ahead, and then we'll go to commercial after this.
Okay, I'm going to start this off, and I'm going to say one thing only. You ready?
Please do. Please do. I pray to fucking St. Michael you do.
Here we go. You can say what the fuck you want about saying scripted, but Patrick Mahomes had to go in this game and do something that he did not have to do in other two Super Bowls. Is he had to show that he was clutch, and he did.
He's been clutch ever since he came in.
No. Yes, but he showed in the big time games he could be clutch. 8 for 8, 2 rushes over 20 yards, and the one stat that y'all don't want to take is he moved to number 3 in passing yards in the postseason.
So we're just going to forget what he did in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. If I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 years ago, when they were down double digits again, and he came back clutch again and won the Chiefs their first Super Bowl in God knows how long.
50 years.
We were a twinkle in our father's eyes.
I don't even know why the fuck you're talking, because you went against it. The only other person on this panel that should be talking is Mack, because he is the only one that chose the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl with me. We don't even know why you're talking, because you took the 49ers.
Chris, did you not pick the Chiefs?
I'm talking about on the show.
I picked the 49ers because I'm tired of the NFL. I'm tired of the NFL protecting the Kansas City Chiefs. And on that note, while I thought the game was called very well during the game, when I go back and look
against the Chiefs that should have been flagged for holding. Okay. Obviously, they were top 5 in holding this season.
When you go back and look, they should have never been in position to kick a field goal to tie the game, because they should have been backed up because of a hold against Nick Bosa, where the offensive lineman bear hugged him, spun him around, and then tackled him.
And then he essentially sent him to fucking Suplex City.
Yes.
One-way fucking ticket.
Exactly what he did. But they didn't call it. And let's review the numbers on this. 3 Super Bowls, 13 holding calls against the opponents, 0 on the Chiefs. That's bogus, and you know it, Kenny.
Y'all can hate. Look,
You
look,
know it,
this
Kenny.
is what I gotta say.
Look,
When Joe
I ain't
Montana-
hating.
hold on,
I
no,
don't
no,
hate
no, no.
Patrick Mahomes, and I damn sure don't hate Andy Reid.
Well,
The only reason that I was betting against the Chiefs was because their fucking receivers outside of Travis Kelce couldn't fucking catch COVID again if Tom Brady was under center and dropped a dime in their fucking lap.
I give you
Right.
that. I give you that. But let me say what I gotta say.
He said,
Chris,
I'll
you
give
hate
you
Patrick
Win
Mahomes.
into the
You hate
playoffs.
Patrick Mahomes. But if I'm a
Wrong.
betting
I
person,
don't hate
because you're
Patrick
old
Mahomes.
enough. Hold on, no. You just stop. If I'm a betting person, because you're older than me, when Joe Montana was doing this, I bet you hated him. When Tom Brady was doing this, I bet you hated him. Now that Patrick Mahomes is doing this, you're hating him. Quit being
So
a
let's-
fucking hater.
So let's review, Kenny. I was a New Orleans Saints fan when Joe Montana played for the 49ers. You bet
And
your
you
ass
hated
I
him.
hated him.
Damn right, see? He's a hater. My point
Guess
proven.
what?
Bandy
Guess
Cliff
what?
is a hater.
Guess what? I
He
had
admitted.
no problem. I
I
had
hated
no
Cliff
Joe
problem with
Montana
Tom
too.
Brady. I had no problem with Tom Brady. I loved watching what he did. The
Bullshit.
dude is one of the
Bullshit.
greatest
When
of all
Brady,
time.
when Brady was winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, I bet you there's somewhere to where
Yeah,
you
and
sir.
if
this
it wasn't
shit
for
was
Eli
good.
Manning
sir.
and Nick Foles, Tom Brady would be undefeated in Super Bowls.
I never
You're
hated
damn
Tom
right.
Brady until he played the fucking Falcons in the Super Bowl and come back when we were winning 28-3.
Yeah.
I hated Joe Montana for the same
And-
reason that Chris did. He beat my Falcons' ass twice a year, every
Remind
single
me
year as a
again,
kid.
in that Super Bowl, who was the offensive coordinator when the Falcons were up 28-3? I'm so sorry to bring it up.
So if
It's
we're
the
going to
same guy who was the head coach of the 49ers because he's a dipshit.
I don't think you qualify as being a dipshit if you get two different teams to the Super Bowl, three different teams.
Ooh.
I mean, look, Chris, he had four
I agree.
double-digit leads.
So,
I love you,
but if
man.
we're going to talk about Atlanta, let's talk about Atlanta. Can we all agree that the halftime performance was the best performance ever by any team from Atlanta?
What?
You talking about
Two of the
Ludacris
music-
and Usher and all that?
Yeah, two of the
I love
performers at the halftime show were from Atlanta. It's the best
Yeah.
performance by a team
Oh,
from
okay,
Atlanta
so-
in history.
This Super Bowl halftime show. Okay.
I love Usher.
No, for me, it was the Bengals Rams when it was like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's my
just
favorite one.
I'm
Like,
waiting to see who
Dr.
they get
Dre
next
come
year in
out,
New
he's
Orleans.
playing the piano. That was really, really cool. Like,
No,
I
what,
really
what,
like
what
that
I was
halftime.
saying is that the two guys from Atlanta at the halftime show was the best performance by a team from Atlanta
okay.
in the Super
Yeah, I'll
Bowl.
give you that. Yeah, I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yes,
No,
because
yeah.
look, before we go to commercial, I see what you're saying, Chris. I see the shade you throwing, but we ran into fucking Tom Brady and John Elway. Come on, man. Those are fucking legends. Like, we didn't get to play Trent Dilfer and Trent Green, which Kenny didn't know was a quarterback of the Chiefs. We didn't get to play people like that. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah, and I
ran
bet
into
he
the
didn't know
greatest of all
Jamal
time.
Charles was also a running back
I
outside
agree.
of Priest
I
Holmes.
agree with that comment. That's the best Super Bowl show ever.
Correct.
Kenny, that
Yes,
was like
absolutely,
Damn right.
100%.
Damn right. Argue that, James.
All right.
He's a little
All right,
behind.
so let's pay some bills.
We're gonna have so much fun on Saturday. I guarantee you that.
You're
I'm gonna
watching
bust
College
his
Sports
ass.
Villains only on the Dog Media Network.
Boy, that's mediocre.
Then what the f are you doing?
I was drinking that.
No, you were surviving it. Give excitement a try with Bones Coffee. Click on the link below to order some for yourself.
Here.
Whoa is right. That substance you were sipping before is what we in the industry refer to as ass water. Sure, it technically has caffeine, but at Bones Coffee, we believe in the experience of waking up every morning looking forward to that first tasty cup. That's why we roast carefully selected beans in small batches to perfection, so you can count on quality in every cup. And not only that, Bones has a ton of fabulous flavors from which to choose.
Hey, did someone mention flavors? Highland Greg, pleasure to meet you.
What'll it be, Greg?
You know, I've been hankering for the spiced rum flavor of Highland Grove, please.
Greg, I'm surprised by the size of your bagpipe.
Ugh, it's not the size of the bagpipe that matters, laddie.
Yeah, it's how hard you blow it. Yeah, let's leave the talking to me.
Oh, gee, I just got back from chasing some hosers out of the grilling rink. I could go for some maple bacon coffee right about now.
Coming right up.
Hey kid, you single?
Yeah.
That's why this place looks like
Here you are, my salty siren.
Thanks. I need the salted caramel chocolate pick-me-up after dealing with this loser.
How in the world are all these people getting in here?
We just walked in. Click on the link below to stop drinking water and get yourself Bones coffee today. Or maybe you don't want to click on the link below because you think, flavored coffee's not for me. That was Sarah G's experience. She says, usually flavored coffees taste chemically to me, but these do not. They have a really pleasant aroma and flavor. They do not leave that weird residue on the bottom of your mug like many flavored coffees do. And Cheryl S. says, I ordered this for my son's GF for a B-day. She loves it. Why, Cheryl, that's awfully nice of you. Unfortunately, they broke up and I can't return it. Frowny face. Well, that's awkward. At least she liked it, though. Stop settling for mediocrity and order Bones coffee today.
So, welcome back to College Sports Villains, only on the Dog Media Network. I want to bring up this comment right here because Chris has said this before. Terry says the Super Bowl showed up to a Prince concert. It is widely considered one of the greatest Super Bowl halftime shows ever. And it was phenomenal. It really was. So, Kenny would have been breaking dishes just like the Martian and the Bones coffee had. he would have broke his TV and we would have recorded it.
I will tell y'all this. If Alabama beats Auburn in football next year, I will smash my TV. Bullshit. I will smash my TV live on my show.
Oh, no, you won't because roll tide, roll.
So
the only thing you're rolling, James, is your forehead.
So you really, really think Auburn's going to beat Alabama? That's cute.
That is cute. That is cute.
That's cute. Okay, I see where you went there.
Oh wow.
So look, you might as well take your hammer and go ahead and smash that TV now.
That's right.
Like you might as well. But I mean, you know what? You should put it on Facebook Marketplace for free and give it to some Alabama fan.
You should.
Well, that's better yet.
Claim it.
Don't smash it. Give it to an Alabama fan in need.
Better yet, you better. You better let Andrew come over and unplug it so it don't cause any electrical problems.
So before we move on to the next subject, we are going to get to baseball here soon. I just want to fill Mack and James in on Kenny setting his ex-wife's house on fire and then got caught on the deer cam doing so. Look at James. So that was a reference he was making to that. And then they said he was on the deer cam creeping through the woods. Love it so much, man. Like that is the greatest thing ever. That is famous in the Dog Media Network, Mac and James. Like y'all have no idea how much fun we have with that for so long. Yeah, when he told us, he said the cops told me they got me on the deer cam. I just lost it. I had to just walk away. So Kenny is an electrician now, just so y'all know.
Well, there goes a trade I wanted to get into out the fucking window.
Kenny could teach you.
Well, listen.
Kenny can teach you well.
Listen, if you move,
I
into
feel
the
like
same,
he
into
would,
the
but I
same
feel like
city-
he dropped the ball, much like the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers.
They still won the Super Bowl. Hush your mouth.
Oh yeah,
Back to
they won
back.
the Super Bowl
Oh,
because
my
I should.
They had a little help.
Yeah.
Did
I want to
they had a
doubt
lot of help.
Hold on,
No,
James,
no.
No.
Can we
What did
make
I
a
call? What did I
a year
call?
out?
What did I
Can we make
call?
a-
Yeah,
What
you
you
said
call
Kansas
it?
City
I gotta
would
do
win.
it. I wasn't gonna damn do it till Saturday, but he done fucking pissed me off. Let's make a.
All right. So what Max said. What Max said
Needed
was
just like the
Kansas
Auburn
City would
baseball team.
win. Yes, he said Kansas City would win because of the refs. He stated that on the
He
show.
100% did.
He did, and he was 100% correct.
That's what I bet on. That's what I bet on.
Kenny, I know the rant you were fixing to go on. You need to save that for No Mercy because my show is not unfiltered and unedited. And I know how you get.
So I was actually live with Kenny during the second half, and I even referenced when Travis Kelce didn't get the interference call in the end zone. I even referenced that play specifically, and I was like, I was waiting for the flag to come out because I just knew they were going to put them at the 1 yard line, but they didn't.
I did too.
Credit that they made the right call there.
Oh,
they did.
Okay.
See, the thing that gets me is I think what I thought was going to be the downfall was when Travis Kelce got up in Andy Reid's face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Travis Kelce's a big fucking dude too, and Andy Reid just eats cheeseburgers. That's really weird. That was really, really weird to me. This dude already got you a Super Bowl ring, made you a superstar because without Andy Reid, there is no Travis Kelce, and then you're gonna act like that. That's weird to me. James, your comment didn't come through, but man, we're glad you're here. James is always here with us, and I'm sure it has something to do with StreamYard. So if you'll just send it again, we'll put it back up. We're going to get into baseball, but I really, really, really want to just go ahead and put this up real quick. These are the most crybaby fans in college football. I don't care what anybody says. They cry about everything.
Florida State for good reason, obviously.
Yes, Florida State is the toughest fans. Georgia cries anytime they. Sorry, it just popped your name up. Thank you for being here. Arizona, because fuck Arizona, because I made a meme, a Scooby Doo meme at that, for real. And these fools hit my page, reported my page, it was 52 times. Sent lots of no recommendations. You talk a Scooby Doo meme. Stop. It wasn't even that serious. It's a Dominique Wilkins jersey, Terry. My wife actually got this for me, and I really, really love her for that because I love this jersey so much.
Hey, real quick, speaking of your wife, loving the South Carolina jersey. Loving it.
Look, I had to beg her to wear it because she's an Alabama fan. So,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not wear the jersey of a team that was not my own. Couldn't do it.
Well, my wife loves me, and like I said, I begged her. Yeah, see, so I begged her to wear it. I just like the way it looks on her. I'll just be honest with you. I just love it.
I love my old lady too, but I ain't putting no Alabama trash on my body.
You don't leave my Blackhawks hat?
Whoa. We're talking about arguably the greatest hockey dynasty in the 2010s, for crying out loud. They won 3 Stanley Cups in 5 years with Patrick Taves and Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane. I don't want to hear shit about the Chicago Blackhawks. All right?
I love me some Blackhawks.
And they still got dominated by the Nashville Predators on a regular basis.
Well, we got them 3 trophies we hold up. We cry into them, no worries. We cry into the Stanley Cup as we hold them up every time.
How many Stanley Cups? Not the fucking thing that's going around on TikTok. How many
Alex says
Stanley Cups
Kenny.
did the Predators have again?
What up, Alex?
Remind me.
You're right.
I
They
like
haven't
Wayne
won
Gretzky.
one, but the last time they played Chicago in the playoffs, they sent their asses packing.
I'll give
Like
you
I
that.
said, we cried
Go
to
Kings!
Oh, Kenny
Go
Pack-
Kings! Really? Oh my God! The
Hey, look, the
Blackhawks
Kings-
and the Kings are, in my opinion, throughout the 2010s, was easily the best rivalry in hockey,
we try to
especially in
tell
the
Kenny to
playoffs.
be happy all the time. But you know, the Kings, I like watching them growing up because they had Wayne Gretzky before the trade. So I have a special place in my heart for the Kings. Yeah,
I'm a Capitals fan.
Kenny James says just be happy.
Oh, I'm happy,
Capitals?
James. You just wait.
We got one. We got one.
You got one.
If
I
there
will tell
was
you,
a person that ever deserved the Stanley Cup, it was Alexander Ovechkin. It's not even close.
So
That's the
my
biggest
team,
crybaby in the history of hockey.
my Blackhawks have brought me more championships in my life than anybody, because my Hawks ain't brought me shit. My Falcons ain't brought me shit. My Braves have brought me two. You know, so the Blackhawks and the Braves, those are the ones that brought me my championships, because my Gamecocks have brought me some in women's basketball and men's baseball. So that was pretty cool.
Well, I'll say this, Mr. Anderson, look at it like this. You beat the LA Dodgers in the playoffs when, after the COVID season, they were heavy favorites to win the 2021 World Series championship, and they choked, just like they will always do. Against who of all teams? The Atlanta Braves.
Well, I just want to go on record here, because this is a good segue into baseball, because we're going to talk college and pro. We're going to talk college first. But a good segue into this, as an Atlanta Braves fan, I just want to tell you all that I want all the smoke this year. All of it, because we are fixing to run this league, and we are going to run it down your throat. Acuna
You better
Jr.
learn how to beat Philadelphia.
We're going to beat
Ozzie
Philadelphia.
Albies, I mean, come Austin
Don't worry.
Riley?
We're in revenge tour mode.
In reference that, Kenny can tell you he was talking all this mad smack about the Braves are the best team in baseball and
They
how
are.
they
Fuck, argue it.
stop
No,
and
the
how
fuck they're not.
and how they
bullshit.
dominated Philadelphia during the regular season. And I told him before the playoffs ever started, the one team you don't want is Philadelphia. And guess what happened? They ran into Philadelphia and got sent packing.
Well, we
2 years in a row.
we clinched the East on
Facts, Terry.
Philadelphia's home.
Facts.
So the Diamondbacks are going to be really good. But before we get
How about
to
the
pro-
Diamondbacks with the dumbest trade in the history of professional baseball? You drafted Dansby Swanson #1 overall. You gave your second round draft pick a fastball pitch and broke his jaw, and then you waited 3 months and traded the best shortstop in pro baseball to the Atlanta Braves. Dumbest trade ever.
So
Well, look,
Dansby Swanson strikes out a little too much for me. You know, so I really hated when he left Atlanta, but I mean, like the two things you can bet on for Dansby Swanson is intensity, because he brings that, and striking the fuck out 2 times a game. That's what you can bank on Dansby Swanson for.
Well,
and
look,
that's gonna happen.
Andrew, did you see the reason why he went to the Chicago Cubs?
We didn't offer him a contract. I mean,
No,
Well,
wrong. It was his grandfather.
I think he said that his grandpa was a Braves fan, but also a Chicago Cubs fan. So it was the fact that he got to play for the Braves and then also got to play for Chicago.
Y'all, look at this comment here. Florida State going to beat Oklahoma in softball?
They better figure out how to beat Charlotte before they worry about beating Oklahoma.
Yes, Dansby did bat at 8. The Vikings made the dumbest trade ever. So I want to know which trade
in pro football. Yes.
The dumbest trade ever? The fucking Cleveland Browns trading for Deshaun Watson.
That's not the dumbest ever, but that's
they didn't give
up there.
Ricky Williams.
They didn't give up
trade.
3 number. No, the Vikings, the dumbest ever. They traded 3 #1 draft picks to the Cowboys for Herschel Walker that never helped them.
Well, look,
No.
I'll say this. The Cleveland Browns gave Deshaun Watson, who in his first 2 years has played a total of 12 games, a 5-year, $230 million, fully guaranteed, mind you, fucking deal. And he's played 12 games since he's arrived in Cleveland. And Joe Flacco, of all quarterbacks outside of PJ Walker and, oh my God, who was the other quarterback? Dante Peoples-Jones?
No, that's the wide receiver.
Fuck! It was PJ
What is
Walker.
it, Dorian Thompson?
That's it. Yep, Dorian Thompson, and then Joe Flacco steps in, and Kevin Stefanski, the coach of the year that he is, brings Joe Flacco off the couch, and he has him looking like he's looking like Joe Flacco was back in 2012.
So let's talk about as a Falcons fan, one of the dumbest trades in NFL history. We drafted Brett Favre. We had Brett Favre. And we traded Brett Favre because that's what the fucking Falcons do. They just fuck up constantly.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
Like we could have had Brett Favre.
That's exactly what the Vikings
look,
did.
You may have lost Brett Favre, but you got arguably the greatest mobile quarterback of all time.
And that resulted into shit because he couldn't throw the ball downfield. And once they decided to just quarterback spy his
He
ass,
couldn't throw the ball downfield?
No, he could not. Not accurately. No.
Okay.
You're talking to a guy who watched him over and over. And once they figured that out,
sounds like Andrew might have a little valuation problem with Brett Favre, because Brett Favre is the all-time interceptions leader in the NFL.
So let's.
I'm not sure it would have helped.
Well, let's talk about evaluation of Brett Favre then. And I'll tell you why I like Brett Favre, because Brett Favre is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Brett Favre was a gunslinger. So Brett Favre was a guy who was going to try to win the game at all costs. And sometimes that results into interceptions. What he didn't do is just go out there and throw random interceptions and all that. He was throwing interceptions because he was trying to win the game. The dog in that man is what I loved. That's what we need more in football today. Like, he did not give a shit. He thought he was going to beat you. And I love that about him. You know, Peyton Manning has a ton of fucking interceptions too, but we talk about how great he is all the time. I mean, that's just a fair evaluation. Like, I love Brett Favre.
The dog in Brett Favre is going to land his butt in prison for what he's done down there with the charity in Mississippi. But we'll not go there.
What a shame.
Well,
that's a different story.
That is a whole different story. It's just like I don't know if Chris actually I don't know if he did or not got to see. I actually got to speak to Joe Biden.
FSU fans stop calling me. I can only rig elections.
Yeah, that sounds like something Joe Biden would say.
I like Florida State fans, y'all make it too easy on me. But
they really do, especially going into what was it, the Orange Bowl? Georgia versus FSU.
Man,
decimation that we fucking saw.
That's what happens when you hire mercenaries instead of building a program. That is the difference. Georgia built a program. They were committed to the program. Florida State went out and cheated and got all these mercenaries that were out there. And then when the time came to play the bowl game, they all said, fuck you, I ain't playing. That's what mercenaries do, which is why they got the hell beat out of them. It was fucking hilarious. Like, true story. So I made a reactionary video laughing at Florida State, and I got a death threat.
But let's be real about the matter. Georgia had more players out.
They did.
Florida State did.
Yeah.
They actually did.
And Georgia was playing with, like, what, their second and third stringers?
Yeah.
The game was over by halftime, for fuck's sake.
Beat them.
It was over in the first quarter.
It was over.
Kenny's getting bored over here.
Yes. I'll agree to that.
That being said.
Yeah, Kenny's getting bored. We better fire up some electricity or something. He's bored.
Well, he doesn't know anything about football before 4 years ago. Like, that's when Patrick Mahomes
No.
That's why he's real bored.
Listen, y'all. Listen. I'm saving all my energy for Saturday. I'm gonna rest them all.
Yeah,
because
yeah, I bet you are. Homie,
Because
I'm
I got
about to
somebody-
take you
Andrew won't
to
let me do it
Kansas
today.
City school.
Andrew-
I'm about to handle you like Alabama has handled Auburn almost every freaking year in the freaking Iron Bowl.
So
Here's-
you know
here's the-
we're gonna do Kansas City trivia, and brother, I mean, I'm going back from origins all the way through 70s, 80s, 90s.
That's okay.
Like, brother, you better.
He ain't know nothing
He's
about
got
that.
reading. It'll be okay.
I mean, look, you're gonna get me.
There's somebody
I
on
ain't
this
gonna lie.
podcast. There's somebody on this podcast that one or two things is gonna happen.
Mm.
He's gonna make the deal with me, or he's gonna be a pussy and decide not to.
Kenny, who's Lynn Dawson?
I'm not answering no questions until Saturday because you would not let. I'm not answering no questions until Saturday because
That'll give him time to look it up.
No.
So can I poke the
Shut up a
bear?
minute, let me finish.
Yes.
Can I poke the bear real
I've
quick?
got a proposal for James's ass Saturday.
Okay, we're not
And
talking
he's
about
either gonna
proposals
take
and
it or
getting
shut the
married,
fuck up.
Kenny. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. And let
You're
me
damn right it
remind
is.
you, you called me a hater of the Chiefs.
You
I
are
was
a
going
fucking
to
cheese
Chiefs.
hater.
Dude, I was
said,
going to
"Oh,
Chiefs
good for you."
games. Listen, I was going to Chiefs games and Len Dawson was a quarterback before you were even sitting in
I
diapers.
don't give a fuck what you
He
going
doesn't
to.
know who
You
Lynn
hater.
Dawson is.
You a fucking hater, Chris. Listen. Here's a better one for you. And I'm just going to sneak the cat out the bag about part of what I'm going to talk about Saturday is just know that Patrick Mahomes can do something that ain't no other quarterback in NFL fucking history ever done. And I'm going on record right now to say that he's going to do it. Fuck if.
Yeah, and that's assuming
Guys,
that they
shut the hell
get,
up and we'll talk
and
about
that's
this
assuming that
Saturday.
they get a wide receiver outside of Travis Kelce that can actually catch the fucking ball.
So
Don't
I
start,
like,
James.
I like.
So,
So the Big
I
Ten
know
backers
I know Kenny is good.
Thank you.
I know Kenny's going out on a limb and saying Kansas City's going to win it all next year, but I will say this. There was a dangerous player created Sunday night. I don't know if you saw him, but the look on his face when he walked off that field, his body looked like it had been through a ringer and beaten to death. And the look on his face tells you that man's not going to lose another Super Bowl.
You
And
talking
that's
about Brock
CMC. No, that's
No, he's talking
CMC.
about
That man had that look in his eye that's never going to happen again.
Man, like CMC was at the Panthers. What a bunch of morons. But hey, before we move on to baseball, so Kenny, who was in the very first Super Bowl ever?
Fuck off. I'm not answering nothing. Fuck that.
I'll give you
I'm not
warning.
answering nothing.
I'll give you warning. It's the state above Illinois.
Listen, I'm not talking about nothing football if I can't make the bet with James on villains.
Oh my God, it was your team.
I know who the fuck was in it,
Oh,
but
wait,
I'm
so
not.
it was the
I want to
Green Bay
make the bet
Packers
with
and the
James.
Chiefs in the
I
first
want to
Super
make
Bowl?
the bet with James, and I want James to fucking accept it because I know he's not because he don't have enough hair on his fucking head to make this bet.
And
A year
what's
out.
that?
Oh, you want to do it?
You, you said you were going to talk to me. Fucking talk to me.
I'll bet you right now, Kansas City 3-peats next year. You have to say, hold on. No. When Kansas City
Motherfucker, you sounded more delusional than Skip Bayless.
When Kansas City 3-peats next year, you have to come on mine and Mack's show, and you have to shave the
Where the fuck is Tim Bailey?
Okay.
Now, make the deal, buddy.
Listen, as good as my Baltimore Ravens are, I would not going to be outlandish enough to ever be like, yeah, man, we're winning the Super Bowl. This is our year. We're going to win, and we're going to win. Like, listen, you can win a Super Bowl. The year after, both of my Super Bowls, at no point did I say, we're going back to back. We're going back to back. That's foolish. It's foolish.
It is foolish.
Listen,
You went back to back.
Let me tell you why Kansas City 3-peats. If you watched last year when Kansas City won the first one, well, the second one with Mahomes, but the first and the he stood on that stage.
Patrick
Hold on,
Mahomes slides and tears his ACL. your season's over.
Correct.
Man,
Like,
Patrick Mahomes
that's
the
why
GOAT,
I'm
son.
saying, like,
GOAT, son.
Just out of curiosity, does anybody remember when Blaine Gabbert was under center for the Kansas City Chiefs? I know I do.
I want you to answer to make the bet or not, James.
Kenny
Since
didn't
you
even
wanna
know
hate
his
on
team
my-
was in the first Super Bowl.
You want to hate on my Chiefs? Chiefs 3-peat next year. You come on mine and Matt show and you save this right here in your head. I know you wasn't gonna take it because you ain't got enough fucking hair on your head. Because you're scared of it.
No, bro, he's in the military.
Right.
That's not gonna happen.
Bro, you're telling me
Yeah,
no
they
blood?
do
I'm
this.
in the
Shit like that.
fucking military.
Okay, then get a
Fucking
tattoo on your
bet.
on your arm of the Chiefs.
Okay.
All right, we've gone too far.
Only
All right.
2 tattoos that are going on my arm are St. Michael, baby.
So now that we've got that out of the
What the
way,
fuck?
We're less than a week away. We're less than a week away from the Super Bowl. There are so many changes that could happen to this Chiefs team. Andy Reid could retire.
right?
Travis Kelce could decide not to play anymore.
And
Trey
Kelsey's on his
Smith.
last leg too.
Yeah.
Trey Smith could absolutely retire and come back to Jackson, Tennessee. There's so much in that team. Even the starting cornerback is rumored to be talking to the Tennessee Titans right now. There's so much change that can happen.
If you watched the parade yesterday, which I know y'all didn't, but it's cool.
Yeah, and
Jones-
one person got shot dead and 10 injured.
Okay, well, I
mind
can't
you.
help what idiots
That's
do.
your
Listen,
fan base.
Shout
If
out
you
to the
listen-
fans who tackled the freaking
Yes.
shooter.
Yes,
Hey.
that's
Shout
what
out
I'm
to the
talking
fans,
about.
man. They got
If you
his
listen,
ass.
Chris,
Yeah,
Hey.
they got his ass
He's
good.
coming. He's under
They
10
had
years.
him laying on the ground waiting on the cops. And
Yeah.
while they were waiting on the cops to get there, they were just delivering body shot after body shot
Yeah,
dude,
they
on
were.
dude.
Dude, sitting
Had
on
3
him
of them.
just laying in
Yes, they did.
I would have been too. Went out there and
No,
shot
it was-
people, man. Like, yes,
Yeah, it was
tune them
beautiful.
up. It was. We need more of that in this country. Less shit
Yes.
like that would happen if we had more people doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
Um,
crazy. If we had more of that going on in our country instead of people like, oh, I identify as this fucking bullshit.
Hi, I'm Bug.
I'm
I know you
Bug.
guys seen that video. The girl with the bug video. Where she refers
Hi,
to
I'm-
herself as Bug.
No,
Hi, I'm
that-
the electrician. I identify as an electrician on deer cams.
So,
Oh, no, the police identify him as the electrician. on the
Andrew, I gotta address a comment. Terry, this is about the bogus take that I've heard to come out of somebody's mouth that the only reason the Chiefs won the Super Bowl is because they signed a Buccaneers offensive tackle. No, that's bogus as shit.
Do you understand the
I mean, he
importance of
wasn't
offensive
He wasn't
line?
helped. I give you that.
Oh,
But-
we're gonna have so much fun on fucking Saturday. I guarantee it.
So
Anyways,
save that-
we're getting into baseball.
We'll get into
Yeah.
base. Save that energy for Saturday. So
Yes.
tomorrow starts college baseball, and I
All right.
can't
Hey
wait.
guys, sorry, I
You're a
just
South
gotta-
Carolina fan, Andrew.
I
I
gotta jump
might
off
hold
of
my
here.
breath if I were you.
It was,
Hey,
it was a
Mac, thank you
pleasure.
for coming on.
Yep, it's a pleasure. I will see you guys Saturday, and of course next week if you invite me, I'll be here. I appreciate
on,
it, guys. Y'all
You're
have a good one.
invited.
Have
Thanks,
a good
man.
one, big man.
DJ, what's
What's
up?
up,
I hope
DJ?
you liked your shout out from Barack Obama earlier. Barack Obama shouted out PJ. But yes, so I am a South Carolina fan. Yes,
I would be holding my breath if I were you.
yeah, we got a few injuries.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't Vandy pretty good at baseball?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that y'all like. All right, so my
Oh,
Black
shut
Hawks are
up,
the worst
TJ.
team-
Nobody cares about the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, we're the worst team in hockey this year, but we do got 3 Stanley Cups recently. So, but
Hey,
yes,
I'll tell you
baseball.
what, there's a future with Connor Bedard.
Yes.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Oh, yeah.
That was a dumb one. They
Yes.
actually had the curse.
Yes. I was going to say, which then entailed the curse of the Bambino.
Ooh.
Ooh, Snikey.
Cody dropping a bomb.
Wow. You know, I would be okay with going to Omaha. It just depends on which regional we get in.
So the problem for South Carolina right now, you have one of your better pitchers.
Let's go, Ben.
Sidelined, and your first baseman is sidelined, both with injuries.
Yes, they are. Cody got something for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I see Cody down there.
Cody.
I see Cody down there.
Cody
don't know ball.
Ooh, Cody don't know.
JD. So James, just so you know, Kenny was on a show with my friend JD, who's in the Army. We talked about him last week, and he guaranteed that Auburn was going to win the national championship next year.
What I guaranteed. I guaranteed Auburn makes the playoffs. Auburn
No,
win.
No. You said they win the national championship.
Yep.
They might.
Yep.
They gonna do it.
They might.
So Andrew, I'm sure you remember this. When Auburn makes the national championship next year and it's in Atlanta, I'm taking you with me.
Yes. He said,
Auburn
y'all meet me in Atlanta when they're
Auburn
there.
makes the national championship. Me and Andrew will be there. The heck with the rest of y'all.
There's only one team and one team only that runs the SEC. Roll Tide! Roll!
You're full of shit, James. And
Guess what? Take it up with my ass because he's the only one that gives a shit.
It's been a while.
Just remember, James, that if you had an 80-year history just like Vanderbilt had, you wouldn't be an Alabama fan. Bandwagon, brother.
Look, I'm a college football fan.
Chris, go fuck yourself. Chris.
Hold on.
I was gonna say,
I got a question for Chris.
2012, I was.
James, hold on. I got a question for Chris.
I liked Alabama. I'm not even gonna lie. They had the players, they had the coach, they had everything that was going for them. But because they beat Notre Dame in the national championship, and I don't care what anyone says, Notre Dame had every business being in that national championship in 2012. That was when I started to hate Alabama. But since Mr. fucking bandwagon Kansas City Chiefs over here wants to make takes like he's a village fucking idiot, that's I can't even fucking
get it out.
You are an idiot. That's missing a village for crying out loud. Fucking right. I don't fucking care.
When we beat y'all next year, you just shut up. I ain't got to hear your fucking mouth no more. Anyway, I got a question for Chris. Since you always want to throw shade at my team, can you tell me the last time y'all won 50% of your SEC games?
Kenny, Vanderbilt sucks, and they have for 80 years.
There's no
the point.
Answer my question.
Kenny,
I just did.
Right now.
Kenny.
The last time that Auburn won the national championship, it was 14 years ago, and I was 20 years old.
Kenny,
I don't give a damn.
I want you to hear me and hear me good.
Okay.
Vanderbilt has sucked for 80 years. Guess what? I don't give a shit. I'm still a fan.
That's
all right.
Hey, y'all know
you
what?
ain't going to change that.
I gotta say
care.
that. I gotta take my hat off because he is the most loyal ass fucking fan I've ever met in my life. To be a fan of a school that is shit.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. If Auburn had 80 years of history that Vanderbilt's got, or Alabama, none of you guys would be fans of those schools right now. You're bandwagons.
So
I said what I said.
I'll be an Auburn fan till I die, bro.
As a Gamecock fan, I do have 80 years of history like that with 4 good years thrown in there. So I'm loyal.
I have 2 good years. I have 2 good years.
Me and Chris are some loyal ass people.
Football,
I'm a Notre Dame fan by heart. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I ain't even gonna lie.
Where were you in 2011, 2012, 2013, Kenny?
Oh my God! Yeah, if you consider that a good year, I'd hate to see what a.
That's 9 wins. That's a damn good year for Vanderbilt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Y'all standards are fucking low. I'm sorry.
Oh man, so James says Oklahoma's coming to take Vanderbilt's spot on the bottom. Where is Tim Bailey when you need him?
We need Tim Bailey.
Ooh.
Wow.
Where the fuck is Tim Bailey?
I don't think that's ever gonna get old.
I'm just having the best time with that. Cody made that. That's hilarious. But if we're, because I want to get into some pro baseball, we've got about another 45, 50 minutes here. Who wins the SEC, Chris, in college baseball? Like, I know it's
The
early as
SEC.
shit, but yeah.
The SEC in college baseball, I'm going to predict Florida.
Florida?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. Who you got, Kenny? Don't say Auburn because they ain't winning it.
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
Ooh, Arkansas, really?
I too think Arkansas. Hey, look, man, I just work here. Don't be calling me out like that, TJ.
Hey, just do the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
So
That's right. I'm just here.
I hear you both picking Arkansas. I'm sure Arkansas is going to be fine. But let me remind you that they just lost their best hitter, Peyton Stovall.
Okay.
And they lost one of their top line pitchers in Hunter Dietz that are starting the season on the injured list. Not going to be available till at least sometime in late March.
Ooh.
Tennessee will be good.
And
So
at
let me ask you
South
this.
Carolina, you just lost a pitcher on Sunday. You lost your first baseman on Sunday. I expected South Carolina to be in the top four in the East.
I did too.
That's going to be a struggle for them.
It
Can I
just
ask you a
depends
question
on how
real quick,
ones are out.
Chris? When did two people make a team?
In baseball, all the time.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Have you
but
been
when,
He
when you're
understands what I'm
losing,
saying about Arkansas.
when you're losing guys of the caliber of Hunter Dietz and Peyton Stovall, who is their best hitter by far, you're losing some dudes.
So I'll go ahead and answer his question real quick. So the Arizona Diamondbacks that won the World Series, say you lose two people, say you lose Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling off that team.
There's
They ain't
no
winning.
way the Diamondbacks win. No
Right.
way.
I mean, it's a wrap.
It is. That game is over in 6. Easily.
I
That's
do
key for
think-
you, buddy.
I do think Arkansas is going to be fine long term, but it might be a slow grind to the start of the season, just like it always is for them, because this happens to them every year where they lose people.
Yes. It has become a trend with them with injuries. But losing two big names in baseball is a big deal. I mean, like it's absolutely. Imagine the Braves just going
So
out and losing Max Fried and Acuna for the year. We're not winning.
Or
So I see Cody over here talking about LSU's going to go back to back. You don't lose guys like Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan and Cade Beloso and maintain what you had. There's going to be a drop off.
Those
LSU
sound
will be
like
good,
some,
though.
like really
They
high
will be
draft
good, but
picks
there
for
will be a
good
drop. Yes.
baseball team.
Yes.
So we are going to take a 30-second commercial. With that being said, we will be back in 30 seconds.
Yum, yum, get you some. Yum, yum, get you some. Yum, yum, get you some. Yum, yum, get you some.
Gano Seasoning, food's favorite flavor.
Yum, yum, get you some.
I'm Joe Burrito, your favorite burrito. Whoa, whoa.
Joe, we
Hey.
all know you're the best.
What?
You can always do better.
What you got?
Try the new Dano's Hot Chipotle.
Hey. Ooh, that's spicy. Yum, yum.
Yum, yum, get you some.
So Cody says LSU has the best coach in baseball. By the way, we're back on College Sports Villains, part of the Dog Media Network. Do you think they have the best coach in baseball, Chris?
I think he's definitely one of the top 10. I wouldn't call him the best. But
The Braves would have never made the World Series without them two.
Oh, yeah, easily.
But
Is Auburn
my
fan out?
Chris, I can't. You know what? Everybody, at least I don't. Never mind. At least I don't fantasize about Bones Coffee.
Yeah, how did that you lost it? My God.
Yeah,
I was about to say something else. I caught myself.
it's that moonshine. It done got to
No,
him a
I'm
little bit.
sober. I'm sober. But at least I don't fantasize about Bones Coffee. I'm gonna leave that right there. And there is proof that Vandy Chris
He's a Braves fan.
fantasizes. I'm a Braves fan. Fantasizes about Bones Coffee. I have proof and
Hey,
I
that,
can show it.
that girl's hot. I don't mind saying it.
Yeah, he's never made any bones about that at all. So he's always said that.
I'm
But yeah,
The greatest baseball
I would-
team of all time is the New York Yankees. I'm sorry.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah. Do me a favor. Call me when you have 27 rings. All right.
when you've been
Call me
around
when you're-
longer
call
than
me
any
when
other
you're relevant.
franchise, you
Call
get
me when
those
you've been
numbers.
relevant for the last 15 years. I see you shut the fuck up.
So the
No,
most
sorry, I
story
couldn't hear you because of the bullshit in my
baseball
ears.
is the Yankees.
But to answer your question, Andrew, yeah, Jay Johnson is one of the top 10 best coaches in college baseball. There's some that might be on that list that I personally don't agree with because they're never going to win a championship. I'm looking at you, Dave Van Horn. But yes, Jay Johnson's one of the best.
Yes, the Yankees beat us twice. We can move on from that. I am a Braves fan as well.
Well, look. The Braves
they
had
made-
arguably the greatest pitchers of all time, and
on the same
they
team.
should have won multiple championships. There's
But
no
couldn't hit
doubt
the
about
ball.
It's hard to win championships when you're playing teams that are using needles. I said what I said.
it. Ooh, okay.
That's a fact, though. I mean, like you got. I mean, you look at the size of Barry Bonds and Jeremy Giambi, and Jason Giambi, and like they were
Mark
obvious
McGwire.
what they were doing.
Mark McGuire,
I mean-
Sammy Sosa. I mean,
Mark McGuire, like Barry Bonds went from Kenny's size to Brock Lesnar's size in like a year. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And then he said, "I'm just lifting weights."
yeah, bullshit, you are.
So interesting thing about Mark McGuire, since you brought him up. Did you know that his entire pro baseball career, he played one season injury free?
Really?
Yes, I did know
He
that.
had a
Yes.
bad back.
Yes,
and the
very
one
bad.
season that he played injury free, he admittedly took andro for health reasons. That was the year that he pursued the home run record.
So I will also say this, and I said what I said here. That shit was fun watching the Sammy Sosa Mark McGuire. And
Yeah.
I know it was needle, but I had a blast watching that. Like it was fun.
I
To
mean,
watch.
look at the 2000-2001 home run derby in Milwaukee, for crying out loud. Sammy Sosa was sending moonshots.
Yes. So we he was. We got you. We got the. So I love the Pirates because they gave the Braves our first turnaround from worst to first. Sid Bream the slide.
I hate to do it, TJ, but how did it feel as a Pirates fan to watch Sid Bream score from second on two knees that were on their way to being buried, and he scored from second?
Yes. And Barry Bonds made the throw.
Yes, against his old teammate. Remember, Bream played for the Pirates for a while.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
We also have Rafael
He
Belliard
brings
out
up a
there.
good point with Ken Griffey Jr. Easily the smoothest swing in all of baseball. And
Yes.
it's not even
Easily.
close.
Easy.
Everybody wanted to be Ken Griffey Jr. because he was au natural.
Yeah, he couldn't throw out Sid, and Sid did have two bad knees too. Plus, he
Yeah,
was
his
112.
knees were in the grave already.
Yeah, they were. Like he was also old at that time. He was 40, close to 40, right? And in baseball terms, that was ancient.
Wasn't that his last year?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. On his way out.
It was fun. So I want to know. I want to go around the panel here. I'm going to start with James here. Who do you have as obviously real early winning the World Series this year?
Which World Series, college or pro?
Oh,
I want to do both.
oh, man.
I want both.
See, for a while, I've wanted to get into college baseball for so fucking long.
It's so much fun.
Oh God, I
We got
can't
you.
even
We
imagine.
got you.
Yeah, we
Oh.
do.
I mean, I was even gonna say, like, arguably, in my opinion, the two teams I could see coming out of the SEC is probably South Carolina and Vanderbilt, for crying out loud.
I wouldn't argue that.
Not too bad shows. Not too bad teams.
No,
Yeah.
especially if South Carolina can get healthy.
Yeah. I mean, look, I have ESPN Plus. I'm trying to get into college baseball, but it's so tough to choose, like, who's going to win the college baseball World Series.
That is true.
That
It is tough.
is cool, Terry. I wish I'd have met Pete Rose.
Man,
So-
met Pete Rose? Wow.
Put him in the hall. But who do you got winning the Pro World Series, James?
Ooh, the Pro World Series, that is, oh man, that's so tough. I mean, because we had the AL East, who essentially is the SEC of baseball. There's a lot of good teams in that division. I mean, we got the Baltimore Orioles, we got the Tampa Bay Rays, we got the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, the amount of legacies on the Blue Jays, for crying out loud, is insane. And then obviously the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox, in my opinion, easily the greatest rivalry of all time in baseball. So it's hard to pick who's going to come out of the AL East. The AL Central, it wouldn't surprise me if the Twins came out of it. AL West, I'm going to say this. The fact that the Texas Rangers are the defending World Series champions going into this season, and they only have a 10% chance of winning the AL West? Come on! Get the hell out of here! You got the Astros of all teams that the Rangers beat in the playoffs, winning the AL West. Nah. It wouldn't surprise me if it came down to the Rangers and Mariners. Sorry, I'm going through all the divisions. It just, baseball season is on the horizon, and I cannot wait. Yes, completely agree, Terry. The Diamondbacks are on a revenge tour. They are the one team outside of the San Francisco Giants that I see gives the Dodgers a run for their money. Easily.
So who wins it?
Who wins the NL West?
No,
No.
the World Series.
Oh, okay. Oh. God, there's so many teams to choose from. As much as I believe that the Diamondbacks, or I should say the Answerbacks, Terry, I know you're listening. I think that, as much as I hate saying it, I think it's Philly's year.
Philly? Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny, College World Series and Pro World Series champions.
I'll start with pro, and all I'm gonna say is I'm taking Atlanta, and it's gonna be hard to beat them because they're returning just about everybody because they got smart and locked everybody up till 29-30. So
I mean,
what
you're
we
smart. You're smart for taking Atlanta because there ain't no way fucking LA winning the World Series this year.
Who you got in college, Kenny?
Well, this is probably gonna surprise somebody, but I really feel like that either Arkansas or Vanderbilt wins it all. And I thought Arkansas had the team to do it last year. And I did go on a show and say that I did pick them.
I don't
Just to
think that
witness it.
surprises anybody.
But I feel like Arkansas could win it all this year. They
Okay.
may start off rough,
Facts, Terry.
but they could win it all.
What about you, Chris? Who have you got? I've been waiting on this moment.
College baseball, I'm going Wake Forest. Demon Deacons win the College Baseball World Series. They have 4 preseason first team All-Americans.
That do.
That team is absolutely freaking loaded. Now, professional World Series. I'm going to throw one out there that you guys that none of you brought up. They were a little bit young last year. They made a run, kind of ran out of gas at the end. I'm going the Tampa Bay Rays.
Ooh,
They are.
Wow, I don't know why. I was thinking the Miami Marlins.
So they are a good team. So Emily, you
They
think the
were
Braves-
young and just ran out of gas last year.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. There
Emily,
we
you
go.
think the Braves are going to win it all?
I don't know. I would
So
say yes just for you, but
So that's fair. I like that. So for me, I'm going to agree with one of each of you. Wake Forest is going to win the College World Series. They are the best team, and if they stay healthy, they cannot be beat. They are just amazing. Like what I mean, like the talent they have, the coaching they have. They staying healthy means they win the College World Series. Period. Like
Yep.
I got a lock on that with. But with that being said, Pro, I'm gonna agree with Kenny. It's the Braves year, and I want all the smoke. So I just want to go ahead and throw that out there right now. It is coming.
You can't argue
So-
the Braves, though, Andrew. That's the thing. Like, there's nobody on this panel, not even Chris or James, that can argue on why the Braves. Look, the Braves.
They
I'll
can't
argue
beat
that.
Philadelphia in the postseason.
Hold on, listen,
Facts!
the Braves are returning 9 of 9 starters. The only team in Major League Baseball. Do you know why? Because they did contracts to stay under the salary cap all the way to 29 and 30. Braves will have the same team all the way to then. Look at what they did last year.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish. They put the whole damn infield in the All-Star game. Never
Hey,
been
remind
done
me
in
again
baseball.
what Spencer Strider
Shut the
did
heck
in the
up.
postseason.
He choked.
Facts.
Oh my God. Okay.
Look, I like the Braves. I like them. They are a great team going into this season. But
They
it's not
absolutely
about
are.
how you start. It's about how you finish. And the Braves have fucking choked it away. I'm sorry, Andrew. I know you want the
2 years
smoke.
in a row. 2 years
We
in a
want it
row.
all this
Yeah.
year.
Again, Andrew, I know you. Look, I cannot wait for opening day to start. Oh my. Can it just be baseball season
So, James, let me
already?
ask
I'm
you
so
this.
excited for it.
Me
Does the
too.
Braves break the
But-
record the win record this year?
No.
Man, bullshit. They come close to it last year.
No,
Coming
they're not going to
close
break
ain't
the
breaking
all-time
it.
win record. But they.
What is
I
the
do-
obsession with breaking the wins record? You break the wins record, you shit the bed in the postseason, and what do you got to show for it?
Yeah,
Not a
ask the
damn
Mariners
thing.
how that worked out for them. It did not work
So-
out well for them.
Well, unfortunately,
So
the
I-
Mariners ran into the Yankees in the 2000s. Let's be honest.
So I do want to touch on one thing here. Everybody knows who Shohei Ohtani is, right?
Yes, we're very familiar with him.
That dumbass
So,
contract he signed with the Dodgers.
What would you guys say if I told you there's a West Coast college baseball team that's getting a kid that broke his home run record in high
It's
school?
Stanford.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, why am I thinking Stanford for some ungodly reason?
Yes, sir. So I put an article out on College Baseball Dogs this week about Rintaro Sasaki. It's a kid coming from Japan. He was supposed to be the number 1 draft pick in the Japanese professional draft this past fall, and he passed up the draft to play college baseball in America. This kid hit 140 home runs in high school. He had a slugging percentage of .818, and his final 4 choices in college were Vanderbilt, Stanford, Cal, and Cal Poly. Now, why the West Coast? He's from Japan, obviously, and the academics. That's the reason he chose the 4 schools that he did. Stanford got a beast in this kid, and I can't wait to see him play some American college baseball.
Me too. But with that being said, Emily is going to leave us right now. She has something she has to do. Emily, thank you for being on the show. I love you. And you have any final thoughts?
no, not really.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we will move on to the next segment.
Well, let me finish my Otani thing real quick. You ask why I'm bringing up Otani in this thing with Rentera Sasaki. Otani was coached in high school by Rentera Sasaki's father.
Ooh.
The kid knows it's elite. That's what you're getting. That's what Stanford is getting. So I'm going to look for them to do something special in the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just excited about baseball. God, college baseball starts tomorrow. Pitchers and catchers reported today. I mean, we are so close. Like baseball is so awesome. I'm so excited about it.
I was going to say,
South Carolina does have a player that I want to see him do well this year. He played at Vanderbilt for 4 years. He's got his extra COVID year. He transferred over to there. Noland, and he's just a dirtbag, and I mean that in a good sense. He's one of them players that you get dirty and you're hitting the field and you're sliding and you're making dives and you're making plays. The kid's a dirtbag when it comes to baseball. I love him. I hope he does well for South Carolina.
Me too, very much. So have you seen this yet, Chris? Your commercial?
Oh God.
10
The
seconds
Golden Boot
spot.
Podcast.
Let's go.
Mondays and Fridays at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Only on the Dogs Media Network. Stay golden.
Okay. Well, hold on just a second. I might have something to add to that. It'll take me just a second.
Yeah, get it up in. So I actually have one more segment that I want to get into after this before we go. Something that really, but like, we're talking baseball now. All I want to do is talk baseball. So like the Braves, like I'm telling you, they had the best record in baseball last year, and I think they'll have the best record in baseball again. And we can say they choked, but what people don't really understand, it's hard to win sports. That's why the same team doesn't win every single year. Like it's really fucking hard. So, the Braves have won a couple years ago. They win it again this year. I think they got the team to do it.
I mean, it's arguably hard to win in Citizens Bank National Park.
Right.
It's like going Philly Stadium is like a professional baseball stadium of the SEC.
It is beautiful.
Like easily the best way that I heard describe Philly's park. And I was like, oh my God.
And the Braves clinched there.
But I will say
I
this.
actually saw those.
I'll say
you see what I got,
the
right?
pitcher that the Cubs got, oh my God, Shota Imanaga.
Yes.
I don't know if I said his name right. I really hope I did.
I think you did.
No, like
the
fact that the Cubs went out and got that type of pitcher, aside from Yoshinobu, oh fuck, what's his name? Tell me you're Japanese without telling me you're Japanese.
Right.
But no, outside of Yoshinobu, oh my God. Like, I'm really excited for the Chicago Cubs this year.
Yeah.
They're going to make a run.
Cubs are, they're going to be good. So you want to put up what you brought in, Chris?
Cody Bellinger.
So
they need to.
You played an advertisement for the Golden Boot. If people don't know, I'm one of the three hosts on the Golden Boot podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing the commercial. But
we love the boot.
Taylor Swift had to say something about the Golden Boot. So she had, after the game, she was caught whispering it in Travis's ear. We finally found out what she had to say.
This shit's so funny.
She said the Golden Boot has her on fire.
That's a good one.
So, and do you really want to know why Travis Kelce was yelling at Andy Reid? He was telling him to watch the Golden Boot podcast. See, we have proof.
No, I think it had to do with that argument over the good witch of the East and the wicked witch of the West.
Yeah.
Is that Ice Spice and Taylor Swift? Is that how that down?
No, so there's an argument, or there was an argument that I saw on TikTok, and there was one dude, hold on, her sister, if I'm not mistaken, like, it just, it was so good. I'm going to look for that video, and I'm going to send it to you, and if
Yes.
Just
Travis
know-
Kelce going up to Andy Reid doesn't give you that type of vibes, I don't know what does.
Just know nobody partied harder after the Super Bowl than Jason Kelce.
Fact.
Period.
No,
The
yeah,
end. It's not
fact.
even close.
Yeah, he was having a ball.
Did you hear him talk about his mask?
They found it.
He found it laying on the floor in the club.
I was going
Travis
to say,
said, "Did you at least rinse it out?" He said, "No, I just put it on."
I was going to say, Travis Kelce at the end of the night of partying gives Taylor Swift his jacket, and then we see Jason Kelce going over to a tree to what looked like he was going to fucking puke.
I'm sure he had a lot.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. I mean, if he wasn't the same way in the Kansas City box, just that wasn't Jason Kelce.
No,
Where the fuck is Tim Bailey?
he even
Can't
said
help it.
when he had the mask on and he was up there just bouncing up and down, he said he may have not have been among the land of the living at that point in time.
Yes. So I want to bring us to our last segment here, because this is a college sports show, and as much as I love as the others, which team is going to be most successful in their new conference out of these four? I'll start with you, Chris. What you got?
Out of those four, we can eliminate UCLA. They just lost their head coach.
Agreed.
I understand they're having a lot of problems with NIL and funding.
Yes, they are,
So
very much.
You can take them off the list.
Put Oregon in there instead, then, because I made this meme a while back.
If I had to guess, I'm going to go USC.
Ooh.
Because they're going into a conference that, I mean, Iowa should be beatable. Nebraska should be beatable. Minnesota should be beatable.
Yep.
They're going in a conference that favors them. Whereas Texas and Oklahoma going into a conference that are absolutely loaded. So I'm going to say USC is probably going to have the most success out of them schools.
I had to disagree with you, Chris. And because
Imagine that.
Here we go. So we're replacing UCLA with Oregon. And I've got to say one thing. I'm going to pick Oregon. And I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to tell you why.
But Oregon's not on this picture to pick from.
Listen, but he just said we're changing it to Oregon. So listen to
just
me
stick
now.
to this real quick. Just stick to these
All right.
four, because I didn't clarify.
Out of this,
the
I'm
rule.
going to take Texas.
Texas.
Are you high?
The SEC is what they're coming into in the SEC is,
And what
man,
USC and
that's
what
loaded.
USC is going and what USC is going to face out there, they're still going to get their ass beat by Oregon. They're still
You're
going to
an
get their
Auburn
ass beat by
fan.
Ohio State. Stop, Chris.
Iowa, Nebraska,
Iowa
Minnesota.
might beat USC. They
Iowa's
defense
not
is
beating
elite.
USC. They don't have the athletes, sir.
Their defense is elite. Argue that.
They don't have the athletes on offense to match up with the USC
Hell,
defense.
they defense.
Fact.
They didn't have it this year either. And they beat some teams they weren't supposed to beat.
Did they beat Penn
Their
State?
defense is elite for some odd damn
Did
reason.
they beat Penn State?
Okay, Chris, shut up. But you understand what
Did
I'm
they
saying.
beat Ohio State?
Texas had a better run.
Did they beat Michigan?
Texas had an easier schedule.
I don't think Iowa even scored a single point in those 3 games.
Oh my God.
I don't think so either.
Texas will have a better run than USC.
I don't think so.
Okay.
When you
What do you
compare the
think,
talent
James?
level of what they're running into, I don't think so.
Which one of these teams, James, do you think will be the most successful?
If he says Oklahoma,
Say hello to the bad guy, my friends. So, UCLA and USC are going to the Big Ten this year, right?
Correct.
Those motherfuckers are going to freeze their asses off come November, end of October, before they even step off the fucking plane. Now, oh my God, they've been to Oregon. They've been to Washington. The Midwest is a different breed, gentlemen. And I've lived in Chicago for 15 years. It has snowed 6 inches to a foot. And I've still gotten a call from work. Hey, you still coming in, right? So we can easily eliminate UCLA and USC because neither of those teams are thriving in the Big Ten anytime soon. Now, it ultimately comes down to Oklahoma and Texas. The SEC, again, much like the Big Ten, is a different breed. Texas, since what, 2005, 2009, 2010, it's our year, it's our year. Oh my God, we got a quarterback. We got Quinn Ewers. He's doing something for us. No. They lost to a shootout against Washington and Michael Penix Jr. And Texas, of all teams, finally found a groove in late in the third quarter and the entirety of the fourth quarter, but still came up short. I have better faith in Oklahoma going into this season than I do in UCLA, Texas, or the University of the Spoiled Children.
Wow. So I actually am going to agree with Chris. USC has the athletes. They have the quarterback guru. They have everything they need to win. Texas and Oklahoma are big staple names, and they like to talk a lot. However, going into Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, week in, week out is not the same as going to Kansas and Iowa State and Baylor. It's a different fucking beast in the SEC. That's why when South Carolina had all those fucking Hall of Famers on one team, they did not go undefeated because it is just fucking hard to do. USC will be the best out of these four teams just because you are not walking it. Even Jordan here. Like, we give Kenny a lot of shit about that, but you're not walking into Jordan Hare just fucking people up. Alabama had to win on a last-second play against a very mediocre Auburn team this year. Wouldn't you agree? So that's the difference for me personally.
So mediocre that they got blown out by New Mexico State.
Okay, God damn it. God damn it. I was going to be quiet. God damn it. See, I was trying to be good. Now. I was trying to fucking be good, but they keep poking the fucking bear. People. Listen. I have said this since the SEC dropped the schedule next year. Listen, y'all. Don't have faith in fucking Oklahoma, and I'm going to tell you why. Their first 4 games are in fucking Norman. Okay? They're at fucking home. Here's the problem with Oklahoma next year. Their 5th game of the year, they quotably, no, they ain't no quotably, they have to come
Never
to.
heard that word before.
Fuck quotably. They have to come to one of the hardest places to play in the SEC. You give me shit about it, but I promise you, when Oklahoma walks their ass into Jordan Hare Stadium at night with 87,566 of the closest family members, they're going to get their ass handed to them. And then I'm going to laugh in Tim Bailey's face and ask him how the fuck it feels. Because he is giving me shit. Oh, we're going to beat you at home. We're going to beat you at home. It's not that
Who the fuck is Tim Bailey?
Damn right. It's not that easy. Here's the one thing the SEC holds above every other fucking conference. It is tougher to play in all stadiums, all arenas, than the rest of the fucking conferences combined. If you want to have that fucking debate, we can.
But yet you chose Texas.
Thank you, Kenny. You just proved why I didn't go with Texas and Oklahoma.
In the SEC. Texas
Well,
is in the
I
SEC.
mean, look, when UCLA and USC go into the big house, There's no way they walk out of that fucking game alive.
They have a better chance. They have a better chance to win than Oklahoma and Texas does playing on the road in the SEC. It
At
is
the Big
the
House,
hardest
hard
fucking
place to win.
But Kenny,
conference to play in.
you're shooting down your own argument that Texas is going to have to be the better
Texas
team
will
of
have a
the
better
four.
record than all four of them teams, and I will tell you why.
Fuck, they won't.
You just made the argument that they won't.
How? Listen. He said
You said
which
coming
team will
into-
be better.
You
Texas
said
will be better.
That's not what the question was. It's who's going to have the most success going into their new conference.
Right.
Oklahoma.
But
Remind
you
me
just
again,
ma-
who has
Kenny,
a winning
Kenny.
record over Texas in the Red River rivalry? It is
Kenny.
Oklahoma.
Hold on, y'all.
Kenny, you just literally made the argument that coming into the SEC and playing in the stadiums is harder than what USC and UCLA is going to do. Therefore, that's not going to translate into success for those
go
two
on your
teams.
phone. Try to find something, dude.
No, I'm fixing
But
to. No.
I
I'm
have a
fixing
special
bust-
word for you, Kenny.
No, you hold on a fucking minute.
I have a special word for you. You got to pay attention, dude.
No, you're
You
gonna
have to
listen to
let
me
me-
for 1 minute. Shut up and listen. We fist to
I'm
run
not
through
done
schedule.
talking.
We fist to run through schedule.
Hey, Kenny, respect
Go
your
through 'em.
elders.
Go through them.
Oklahoma, I'll start with them. Temple, at home, win. Houston, at home, possibly a fucking loss. Tulane,
Against who?
fucking Houston. Don't count 'em out.
Oklahoma against you are high.
I said it could be a loss. Don't say it couldn't be. Tulane, they'll beat. Here's one for you. I'm gonna
Tulane
tell you
has a
this.
better chance to beat them than Houston.
Here's
That's
the game.
what I'm saying.
Here's the game. Here's the game that I I hate to do this. I hate this.
Just
But
do
I've got
it.
to say, the
Just
fucking
rip the
orange.
Band-Aid off.
The orange has got to go to Norman in week 4. And you can't count them son of a bitches out because Tennessee might beat that ass.
Tennessee could beat Oklahoma.
Okay.
That doesn't
Then they
surprise
come to
me.
Auburn. Auburn damn sure gonna beat that ass. The week after that they get a bye. Then they play in the Red River rivalry. Texas is gonna beat that ass
Bro,
again.
the
next year.
Reaper is
Hold
coming
on.
for you.
Here's the
After
game that I
that
want to
fucking
get to.
take.
Here's the game that I want to get to. October 19th. And this is going to have Andrew very proud of me. When them son of a bitches in Oklahoma walk into South Carolina, South
We play
Carolina
at
going to whoop
Oklahoma.
that ass again.
We play at Oklahoma.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all going to whoop that ass there.
Andrew,
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Ole
but
Miss
I
is going to
think
beat
Oklahoma
that
takes
ass.
the win.
We fixing to welcome Oklahoma in. Ole Miss is going to beat that ass. They'll beat
Kenny,
them. They got to go
Kenny,
to Ole
why-
Miss and
Kenny,
play.
Kenny,
Hold on, no, let me
why-
finish. You told me
I
could
got to
finish
ask.
first.
I want to ask why you're going through Oklahoma's schedule because you said it was going to be Texas. I need to know
I'm going to
Texas'
tell
schedule.
you. I'm going to. Okay, they're going to lose to They're going to lose to Ole Miss at home. They're going to lose to Ole Miss in Ole Miss. They're going to lose to Missouri in Missouri. Alabama's
we're
going to
not-
go to Norman and beat them.
Oklahoma is
South Carolina's gonna
losing
go
to
Norman and beat 'em.
Missouri?
Huh?
Yes.
What
Yes,
are you
Oklahoma.
smoking?
Man, Missouri going to beat the shit out of Oklahoma next year. Watch and see. We're going to make Oklahoma look like the
oh my
redheaded
God.
stepchild to go back to the conference they
See,
come
this
from.
is the reason why you have two brain cells that are fighting for third place.
We'll see
There
what
is a
happens next.
village somewhere that is missing their fucking idiot.
Here we go.
Chris,
Now
you're
here's
about full of
Texas' schedule.
shit.
They'll beat Colorado State. Now, I give them the second game of the season. They'll probably win now because Harbaugh's gone. They got to go to Ann Arbor.
Michigan's not going to be good next year.
So they'll beat Michigan. They'll
They'll be
beat UCSA. They'll beat ULM.
Tim
I hate
Bailey
to
will
say this.
steal that quote.
They're gonna kill. They're gonna kill Mississippi State at home. Then they play Oklahoma. They'll beat Oklahoma.
Where the fuck is Tim Bailey?
Here's where it gets tough for Texas next year. They got to play Georgia, but the going thing for them is it is in Texas.
Georgia's going on a fucking revenge tour. What
Georgia's
are you
going to beat
talking
that
about?
ass.
Georgia's gonna beat Texas. They'll beat Vanderbilt. If you think otherwise, I mean you're full of shit out there. If you think Vanderbilt beats Texas next year, please contact me.
Nobody's making that claim.
Florida won't beat 'em.
Nobody.
Well,
Florida's
you know
not
what?
gonna-
Just to play devil's advocate, I'll make that claim.
Florida's not going to beat them.
You don't think where's the game
not
at?
gonna beat them.
Where's the game at? Texas, Florida.
In Texas.
Texas probably.
Then they got to go to
gonna be-
Arkansas.
Florida's not beating them.
No, in
Then
Texas, no.
Not in Texas.
And then Florida, then Texas, we got to go to Arkansas. It could go either way, but I think Texas wins. Then they play Kentucky at home. Kentucky's
Man,
not
Texas
beating
got a bitch schedule in the SEC. How did they?
That's what I
how did they
said.
swing that?
I was going to say. Then they got to play Kentucky at home, and then the last game of the season, you play A&M. Their schedule is soft. They got a soft
And
schedule. coming in.
A&M,
Oh my
will
God,
beat
Georgia
I
had a
think
soft
A&M will
schedule
beat 'em
last
too.
year, and they lost in the SEC
I mean,
championship.
Even Andrew, even if A&M beats them, they're not losing to
It's not in the
Kentucky. They're
mouth.
not losing
It's
to
not.
Arkansas. They're not losing to Florida. They're not losing to Vanderbilt. They'll lose to Georgia and A&M. That's it.
George. Hey, look, and then I
Texas
just want
still
to
ain't
easier
doing
to
a
fucking
goddamn
follow.
thing.
So, Kenny,
hold on.
I have a special word for Kenny.
You want to hear
Satan
Auburn's
Cat.
schedule?
Satan Cat says, "Shut the hell up, Kenny.
Kitty.
Auburn sucks, and USC's going to have a better record than all four of them teams."
Chris, I'll make a bet with you live on.
I
bet
still have
I'll
faith
take
in
one team.
Oklahoma.
You
I
can have
don't
the-
bet, Kenny.
It's just a friendly bet. You
I
come
don't
on my
bet.
you come on my podcast and
I
tell
don't
my Vanderbilt
bet.
sucks.
I don't bet.
So George Hancock, hold on. Want to hear
Look,
Auburn's
George,
schedule next year.
The Tigers easily go 9-3 at best.
Listen,
At
we'll beat.
best.
Hold on. He wants to hear Auburn's schedule. Here we go. We beat the
Auburn
fuck
will
out of
lead.
A&M. We beat the fuck out of Cal. We beat the fuck out of New Mexico. We
Oh
beat
my God!
Arkansas.
The first
Texas,
4
last-
games of their schedule, they go 4-0, and they're ranked. After
Cal should beat
that,
you
they
last
get
year.
knocked out of the top 25, and they're 4-4. My guy,
You're full of shit. We'll beat Arkansas.
Cal should have beat you last year.
full of shit. Okay.
Hey, that's what I mean. He asked George. That's what he said this year, and Auburn beat the shit out of them. So, and it's at home this year, so you're not beating us in Jordan Hare. then we'll beat Oklahoma. Like I said, we're gonna beat Oklahoma in our stadium.
You're so
We'll
high.
lose to
You're
Georgia.
so
I call
high.
that. We'll beat Mizzou. We'll beat Kentucky. We damn
You
sure
ain't
gonna
beating
beat
Missouri.
No.
What'd you say?
You ain't beating Missouri.
Look, if
Okay,
Missouri
y'all think
can
that.
actually beat
I got
Kansas
Auburn.
State on a
I
last minute,
got
on a
Auburn
last second
at-
field goal, you are
Hold on.
high.
Where do y'all play Kentucky at?
In Kentucky.
Yeah, that could be a loss. Kentucky's looking really good.
I got Auburn at 10-2, 11-1 next year. And my only two losses.
So fucking stupid.
My only two losses is Georgia. And I'm gonna throw this out there. A possibility loss at Missouri. But the only loss I have Auburn for sure is at Georgia.
And
Bro, the
Alabama.
wheels are turning.
And
in your
Alabama.
head,
We're
but
going
that
to Tuscaloosa
hamster
to
is
dominate that.
fucking dead.
And Oklahoma.
You forgot one
George
team that's
Hancock.
going to. You forgot one team that's on that isn't
George,
listed on your
please
schedule, but you
tell
have to play
Kenny
him again.
in a polite way that
Who?
he's fucking stupid.
Oh, Chris.
You're playing New Mexico State East this year, and they're going to
We're
beat
playing
your
New
ass
Mexico.
just like they did last year.
We're playing New Mexico. We're gonna beat the
You're
Braves.
playing New Mexico
You
State
could have beat him
East.
last year.
It was New Mexico State.
They got beat 31-13.
He's saying Vanderbilt's going to beat you. You're not paying attention.
Look, listen. Let me tell you
New
something.
Mexico State East.
I hear this shit every year out of Chris's mouth. Chris made an agreement with me when it was 21-21. If Auburn whooped that ass this year, that he wouldn't say shit else, and he has
I
failed
never
through
said
this
that.
agreement. George Hancock is
I
my
did not
witness.
say that.
Bullcrap. I will go get it off the podcast and I will air it next week on Villains. You said if Auburn wins this year, that you
I said I would tip
not
my
bring
hat.
up hold on, let me finish. You said you would not bring up the record, and you would not say that
I didn't
Vanderbilt's
bring the
going to beat
record up.
Auburn again until you tie the record. So
You
shut
brought
up
the
about it.
record up.
You brought the
I did.
record up. I didn't.
But he said that Vanderbilt beats Auburn next year. He's full of shit. He said the
That's
same
not what
thing
I
this year,
said.
and Auburn beat the fuck out of them.
Don't lie, Kenny. That's not what I said.
Chris, y'all suck.
Hear these words clear. New Mexico State East. The same players that beat your ass last year in your own house are going to beat your ass in the house again this year. The same players.
Chris, we're gonna beat Vanderbilt bad this year, bro.
I'm not talking about Vanderbilt. I'm talking about New Mexico State East.
Vanderbilt
Who
actually
the fuck
been
is that?
good at football.
Vanderbilt?
Auburn is going to lose 5 games this year. And
Andrew,
I don't have
we're
a
not.
dog in this fight.
No, we're not.
When was
Okay.
Vanderbilt good in football? 2012, 2013. They won 9 games both years back to back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We've actually been to as many bowl games in the past 10 years as
You
what
know what's
Tennessee.
sad about y'all winning 9 games that year, Chris? Y'all didn't even win half your SEC games. That's
We went 4-4 both years.
What a Greek.
That's a lie.
What a Greek tragedy, Chris. Oh my God. I think we should probably get off this podcast.
You just wait till Saturday, buddy. I'm gonna bust your ass.
You
I
ain't
got
gonna
something.
do a damn thing because,
Oh,
like
no,
I've been saying, I'm gonna handle your ass like Alabama handles Auburn fucking consistently.
We'll see, buddy. We
Yeah,
own
we
them
will.
some
Yeah,
bitches
we
since
will see
2000.
indeed.
We
Just
own
know-
them some
just-
bitches since 2000.
Just know this. I'm firing my shot at Andrew. Iowa found a second score. That's one thing you didn't want to see happen. Iowa beat you in the championship.
Hey, look, once again, I want all the smoke. Like we just raped UConn without our star player. I want all the smoke. Like
UConn's
we beat
weak.
their ass. Cardozo.
Wait,
He
is
was
this
down in-
basketball or?
Yeah. This isn't the
Women's
same
basketball.
UConn from 10 years ago.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, he
Doesn't
got a
matter.
point.
They're number 11. Hey, look, we didn't even have our star player. Like we beat them like the pieces of
You
shit
beat
that
them
they
good.
are. I'll take all the smoke. I will take Caitlin Clark. I will take LSU because we went into LSU and we beat them at their house. Like we just walked in there and we said that's our shit and we walked out.
Hey, I'll
Caitlin
tell you
Clark
what
said
though.
you can't see her.
Hey, I'll tell you what. We are 2 weeks away from the big dance and arguably the most contagious sickness of them all being March Madness.
Look, I can't wait. I'm really excited. I still think, even though they played the stupidest fucking game sometimes, I still think Kansas is the cream of the crop. I really do. But they just do some dumb shit. Like I can't get over it. Like it's hard to pick them to win it now.
Can I give you a dumb quote, Andrew?
Yes.
Somebody said, Ole Miss is horrible. They just lost by 30 points to Tennessee.
No.
Somebody's
no.
been tooting South Carolina's horn this
I
year,
still
and they
toot
just
that
got beat by
fucking horn.
40. And they
Okay.
just got
They
beat.
had a bad
If-
day.
oh, stop.
Stop it. Stop
You
it.
said
No.
you said
you're the
team,
one-
you
you're the-
said you said teams that lose by 30 and 40 points ain't no good. You said that.
Hold on. Let me
You
correct
said that.
let me correct you. Let me go somewhere. I said Vanderbilt that lost by 40 to Alabama last year was fucking trash. And y'all are trash. You will always be trash until you get somebody in there that is worth the fuck that can change the program around. Vanderbilt is fucking
Did you
trash.
see
in
me
basketball.
arguing that?
No,
Did
because
you-
you can't.
We're not even
oh my
talking
God,
about
what a
Vanderbilt.
Greek
He's
tragedy.
been calling. He's
Kenny,
been calling for his job.
Let me get on. Let me get on to
Kenny,
the South Carolina
You
game.
made
They
you
had
made
no
a statement. I
They had
need you
no
to
starters at
retract
the
your
10-minute
statement.
mark. I'm
I
not
need
gonna
you to retract your statement that you said this year teams that lose by 30 and 40 points are ass.
I did.
Because you
But
can't say they're ass. You can't say they're ass and then toot South Carolina's horn the way you do.
Listen, but what I have to say is they had no starters at the 10-minute mark of the second half.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think
And there
Tennessee
was
will be in the
14
Final Four too.
flagrants.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I'm not going
But
to say that.
my
I'm
point
waiting
all
for
along has
February
been,
28th.
Kenny, my point all along has been you can't put any stock into those one-off result games like that. They happen. It
They
doesn't
do.
mean a team is bad. And you said it out of your own mouth that Ole Miss was bad because they lost by 30. They're not bad. They
Yeah,
just
Ole
gave
Miss isn't a
Auburn
bad
everything
team.
they wanted and then some.
I mean, just because let me tell you something, Chris. Auburn, Tennessee,
Look, hold on.
South Carolina, and I know that's weird putting them in this conversation. Auburn, South Carolina, and Tennessee and Alabama have what they call a fucking bullseye on
We'll
their
address
back right
that
now.
next week, Terry.
Ooh.
So we have to wrap up. Our time's here. We got a 2-hour time limit.
Yep.
So with that being said,
Thanks to King George.
Yes,
Damn
thanks
slave
to King
driver.
Forge. I know he's a slave driver. Says we can only have 2 hours. James, final thoughts, and thank you for being on the show. And tell us where we can find you Saturday, since you're on a one-off day.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, due to work-related problems, I will be doing a 6-hour shift on Friday. I'm not going to get into too much detail. However, I pushed the episode back to Saturday. You can find me on YouTube at _ No Mercy Sports 1 _. I do live episodes. I bring Mr. Andrew Anderson on. Unfortunately, Kenny's going to have to come on and plead some fucking bullshit. But that's neither here nor there, because I will turn his ass upside down and use what little hair that he has, because he's showing it as a fucking mop. And that's not an insult. That is just a fact of life. Yeah. Anyways.
Thank you, Kenny. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Anyways, again, you can find me on YouTube, and I am repping a company that I said I was going to bring to you. Unfortunately, I did not. There's been a lot of stuff going on at work. The company is Reaper Apparel. Judgment Day is here, and the Reaper has come to collect. All you got to do is type in Reaper Apparel into Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever, and check out all the awesome accessories and clothing that they have to offer. Use code No Mercy Sports 10. That's No Mercy Sports, all caps, followed by the number 10 to get 10% off your entire order. Let them know I sent you.
Thanks, man. Kenny, final thoughts.
Final thoughts is I'm still back-to-back champs, and I will handle Mr. James Saturday. He will not be talking this trash no more on villains. When I handle him on his own show, he will come on here and he will respect my name after Saturday.
Yeah, good luck.
All right. Well, thank you, Kenny. Chris, final thoughts. And tomorrow we start.
Final thoughts. 13 holding calls for the opponents, 0 for the Chiefs in the last 3 Super Bowls that the Chiefs have played in. I'm tired of the NFL protecting them. Now, final thoughts. You can find me on the Golden Boot Podcast. We air Mondays and Fridays, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. We have a 2-hour show. We talk about everything under the sun. We talk about Taylor Swift. We talk about halftime shows. We talk about football. We talk about baseball and basketball. Come join us. Travis Kelce said, he told his coach, go watch the boot. Now, you can find me. I am Third and Vandy on Twitter. We also have the Golden Boot Podcast on Twitter under the name of Golden Media Sports Network. Go like, share, subscribe our Twitter page. You can also find us on YouTube at Golden Media Sports. Go like and subscribe. Andrew, thanks for having me. Tomorrow, Vanderbilt starts out 1-0. You can only go 62-0 if you win the first one.
That's right. And just so you know, Caitlin Clark just dropped 69 tonight.
God.
Yes.
Last week, they had a forward that dropped 47.
Yes.
They found a second score. That's scary.
And we still want all the smoke. Thank you, Chris.
No problem. Glad to be here.
All right, everyone. We're going to wrap up here. This is College Sports Villains on the Dog Media Network. Just want to say thank you for watching. We're nothing without our fans. I love you all. This all started, 4 or 5 years ago when I started making some shitty memes and made a weird Facebook page and started posting. And now, I'm reaching 1.2 million of you a month. I just can't say enough how much I love you all. I really, really appreciate everybody watching, liking the page, interacting. It's been so much fun for me that this has manifested into a podcast, something I've always wanted to do. But at the end of the day, none of this matters without our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So always remember John 3:16, and thank you guys so much.
College Football Dogs. By the fans, for the fans.